Hi everybody and welcome to class. It's Mark and this is English 111, our course orientation video. You will notice as the class continues that rather than post announcements, I like to do these video sessions so I can talk with you, walk you through what we're going to do each week, and I think it's more efficient. So look for one of these videos every week as the course continues. Because this is our course orientation, this one might take just a little bit longer than the remainder of the videos, but the information in this I think is just as important. The first thing I want you to do is go over to the Course Information tab and open that. And I'll point out a few things to you there. And this is perhaps the most important. How do you stay in touch with me? I don't know about other instructors, but my preferred method is for you to text me. There's my number. Save it to your phone. Text me anytime. If you have a question, if you have a concern, if you have an assignment that's not loading properly, that's how you get in touch with me. You can also call me at the number listed here. I'll take your call anytime. Well, not midnight, but you know, most times. I will be using email throughout the course. There are some assignments that you do have to email to me, and that is my address right there. If you're a Twitter user, you can follow me at this address. I don't often tweet about things related to class, but if you're a Twitter user, you can send me a direct message. Here is the syllabus. I'm not going to open it up right now, but I do recommend that you print this off and save a copy. Even though you can access it anytime here, if you print it off, you can make notes on it, you can write on it, highlight things, whatever is necessary. And the second thing I want you to print is the course calendar. That way you can stay on top of things. Now this is a 16-week course. This moves, I think, at a pretty even pace, but we want to pay attention to deadlines. Anytime you want to check something and you don't have your printed calendar with you, it's also available here. And notice that every week begins on Monday and every week ends on Sunday. So this particular course we are starting on August the 22nd, and your assignments will be due on August 28th, and it's always that way, with the exception of the 1 week when we are off for fall break, and that's included in the calendar as well. Print those off, they're important. And now I'm going to jump into class sessions and go to session 1 and point out a few things there for you. We only need to concern ourselves with one session at a time, so I'm only using session 1 course orientation. Here's what we'll be doing this week. We're going to look at the course syllabus. Well, you are once you print it off. Blackboard information, if you've taken an online course before, this will all be familiar. There are guidelines for effective emails and messages. That is not required, but if this is your first online course, you might want to take a look at that. There are 2 chapters in the textbook to be read, Why We Write and 10 Core Concepts for Effective Writing. There is a short assignment based on this PowerPoint, and I will talk about that further in just a moment. Those are the learning activities. Here are the assignments. The introductions discussion board. Notice it says it's ungraded. Fine, but I'd still like for you to do it because it gives me a chance to know you a little bit better, know your needs, know your wants, and also allows you to introduce yourself to the other people in the class, because as this course continues, you will all be working together quite a bit and reading each other's drafts. There is a graded assignment on the syllabus exercise, Blackboard syllabus exercise. If you print the syllabus off, read through it, and then have it in front of you when you take this quiz, you're going to do great. No big thing. There is a test run assignment, and I'll go into that further in just a moment. And then we are going to start our initial discussion board based on the PowerPoint I pointed out to you previously. Which picture is your writing process like? We're going to begin that in session 1. We will finish it next week in session 2. Going to open up the Learning Activities folder. There are the guidelines for effective emails and messages. Again, if you're familiar with this, you can skip that part. Here is your textbook. Now, I'm not going to open this right now, but if I were simply to click on this link, it will take you to the text. And as I mentioned before, here are the 2 chapters that you need to read. This is the PowerPoint with which picture is your writing process like. I'm going to come back to this in just a minute, because I want to talk further about one other thing, and that is the test run assignment. And that is located in the assignments and the assessments folder. Before I go into that, if you simply click on this link, Introductions Discussion Board, This is where you will introduce yourself to me and to the other people in the class. Once you are ready, click on Create Thread. There are no postings right now because the course hasn't officially opened. Create Thread, you must give your post a subject line, and then you can write anything you'd like about yourself. Write as much or as little as you'd like. Just give us enough information that we feel like we know you. After that brief pause, let's go to the test run assignment. Oh, before I open that up, once you have read through the syllabus, click on this link. I'm not going to open it now. It will take you to the Blackboard and the syllabus exercise. This is very easy. Again, read the syllabus first, print it out, take this immediately. You'll do great. Here's the test run assignment. Now, in this class, we are only writing in MLA style. Many of you may be already very familiar with MLA. Some of you might be using it for the first time. So what I've done is I've constructed a document called How to Write in MLA Style. Print this off and follow the directions exactly. And this will allow you to generate a page of random text that will be formatted correctly in MLA style. As I said, print this off and just follow these directions exactly. This will show you how an MLA document should be formatted. And I want to point out one thing down here at the bottom. After you've followed all these steps, creating your header and your title, type this: =RAND, parentheses, 3,5, close parentheses, and press enter. Having taught this class before, some students have gotten this step wrong. This will generate 3 paragraphs of 5 sentences, that's what the 3 and the 5 stand for, of random text. And then you don't have to actually write anything, you're simply putting it in the proper format, but you're not required to do any original writing. So print this off, and you have to email it to me at this address by Sunday, August 28th, by 11:59 p.m. Now, I also included a sample of what this is supposed to look like. Here's what your document should look like once you're finished, if you follow the steps as they are listed. It will look like this. Ignore the date that it says June, that's from my previous class. When you follow the steps, you will put your name first, then my name, and by the way, don't put Mr., don't put Professor, don't put any type, just first and last name is fine with me. This is the proper abbreviation for the class. And I also want to point out one thing about the date, because we are often unaccustomed to writing the date in this format. In MLA, you always write the date first, then the month, then the year. No commas. We're accustomed to saying June 12th, 2016, but in MLA, we follow a different format, which is 12 June 2016. The paragraphs that you see here, this is all of the random text that will be generated by typing =RAND, parentheses, 3,5, close parentheses. You don't have to write any of this. This is your key. Typing that in will generate all of this text for you. And then you can insert for a paragraph, make it 3 paragraphs. It's very simple. You're just moving things around on the page. Again, you're not creating any original content, but when you're finished, it should look just like this. If it doesn't, before you send it to me, try again. This is the second discussion about which picture is your writing process like. So you have 2 discussion boards. One is ungraded, which is about introducing yourself to the class and to me, and the second one is which picture is your writing process like. Now I'll open this up briefly. It's the same format for all discussion boards in this class. Create a thread, give it a subject, write what you'd like to say, 200 words, and then submit. And it does have to be 200 words. We do have a word count for your original discussion board post. So what is your subject? Well, I can show you where that is. And again, just to repeat, you should write at least 200 original words. I'm going to go back a page so you can see the PowerPoint. I think it's in Learning Activities. Yep, it is. Now, one disclaimer. I didn't pick these images. I don't know that I really like very many of them. Oh, I didn't want that. I want this one, the second one, the PowerPoint. They're pretty abstract, not crazy about them, but this is the material that I was given to work with, so do your best. Once this opens, and I have to hit enable editing, if I simply hit F5 on my keyboard, it's going to make this a lot easier. And I can hit my spacebar to advance through, backspace if I want to go back one or two. And the idea of this is to be creative and pick out which of these, hopefully one of them, resembles or illustrates what you believe your writing process looks like. Is it slow and methodical? Is it rushed? Is it full of energy and creativity? There is no right or wrong answer in this. You're free to pick and choose whatever you'd like. And again, I hope one of these resonates with you. If they had put me in charge, I would have picked different images, believe me. Student survey. I want to point out two more things. This is tutor.com. If you're not familiar with it, you will want to know this. During the course of the semester, anytime you've written a draft, and before you want to send it to me or post it to the class, if you want someone else, someone independent, to take a look at it for you, to proofread it, to see if it makes sense, to see if it agrees with the instructions on the assignment, send it to tutor.com by opening this link. It's sent automatically to another person somewhere else who will read it for you, review it, send it back to you within 24 hours before you turn it in. And it's free. You've already essentially paid for this by enrolling in this course, so why not use it? It's a fantastic resource. I hope everybody gets a chance to use tutor.com during this semester. There's also a student survey. It is anonymous, and it will ask you questions about your familiarity with academic writing, how prepared you are for the course, what you know going in. So make sure you fill this out. Again, it's anonymous. You can be harsh, you can be kind. It's up to you. So let's take one quick look around to make sure that we've covered everything. I know this is a lot, but I try to keep these short. Again, under Learning Activities is where you will find the PowerPoint. This one has text-based transcript. You probably don't need it. I'd use the second one. Under Assignments and Assessments, your first discussion board, ungraded but important. The Blackboard syllabus exercise, the test run assignment. I put a lot of stock in this one. Make sure you do it correctly. And then your first discussion, we are only doing week 1, session 1, writing your original post. If you've forgotten or you simply want to know one more time, course information, my contact information is all here. Again, remember, I prefer text over emails, the syllabus, and the course calendar. That's it for this week. Welcome to class. I'm looking forward to meeting each of you virtually, although I may meet you in person someday, who knows. Send me a text anytime. I look forward to working with all of you. Let's make it a great semester. Good luck, everyone.